All right, guys, who is excited about the upcoming holiday season? And who is excited to indulge in some delicious, amazing holiday food? This upcoming holiday season, I really want you to enjoy all the festivities, celebrations, all the amazing food, absolutely guilt-free and with zero effect on your waistline and on your health. And it's absolutely normal if you, during the Thanksgiving, sit down and have a big meal and overeat. Trust me, I'll be the first one to tell you that I do that and everyone else does. You absolutely cannot hold yourself to the perfection 365 days per year. You have to sometimes relax and to enjoy and to really indulge. The most important part is not what you do during the meal. It's the steps that you follow after this big meal. If you decide you're going to overeat, it's absolutely fine. But we have to take the certain steps to make sure that your waistline is not going to suffer, your health, and that you are going to be back on track with all your goals the next day. Because what I see happening so many times is that people tend to overeat, overindulge during one certain meal, and then they are going to try to compensate for that behavior the next day. You either starve and don't allow yourself to eat almost anything, which actually is going to slow down your metabolism. Or you go to the gym and really push your limits and tend to over-exercise. That can unfortunately lead to injury. Or you had this amazing goal in mind that you want to lose weight, and during Thanksgiving or Christmas or any meal, you overate, overindulged, and now you feel so bad, so guilty, so frustrated with yourself that you just decide you are done. You're not going to do anything anymore, and you just tend to eat every single thing inside and feel guilty. It's like that vicious circle, and you fall into depression and you feel guilty and you feel bad, and then of course at some point you know that you're going to try again. So today I'm going to give you 3 steps of what you should do once you overate or overindulged, which I promise to you guys, it's absolutely normal. We all do it. One of my main goals today is to communicate to you that it is absolutely okay to indulge into the food. It's one of the biggest pleasures in life. It's absolutely normal, and we all do this. It's all about the steps that you take afterwards. And today I'm going to give you 3 of them. And I promise to you, if you follow those steps every single time after you overeat, and of course, girls, don't make it a habit. We're talking about those rare cases of holidays like Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's, your birthday. I promise you, girls, if you follow those 3 steps after you indulge into something, I promise, you will never, ever lose track of your goal. All right, are you ready? Let's get started. First thing first, I'm going to tell you what you should do after that big meal. As soon as you're done indulging, as soon as you just feel like you're about to explode and you just say, okay guys, I cannot take another bite of that pecan pie. You push your chair back and you are done. So here are a few things that you should be doing right after that meal to make sure you get rid of that heavy, bloated feeling, because that's our primary goal at this point, right? So 5-10 minutes after you finished with your meal, if you really feel heavy, if you really pushed your limits, then what I recommend to do is to sip on peppermint tea. Peppermint tea actually helps to relax your digestive system. A lot of people would recommend you to chug water, and actually that is not the case, because that's actually going to make things worse and to make you feel even more full. And the key is to the peppermint tea is to actually sip it. That's the key word. Not chug it, but sip it. Please keep in mind that the temperature of the tea really makes the difference as well. It will really help to relax your digestive system. So make sure that you don't go to the extremes. Don't drink it too hot or too cold, too fast or too much of it. Just make sure you maintain that balance and really enjoying that nice warm cup of peppermint tea that will really help to soothe your digestive system. Another thing that you might attempt to do, which is very intuitive, is to relocate your body from a table with food straight to the couch and lay down. This is one thing that I really want you to avoid, because what happens a lot of times, if you lay down, that actually puts a lot of pressure on your stomach and may cause a heartburn. One of the best, absolutely best things that you can do after a meal where you overate or overindulged is, in about 10 to 15 minutes, actually get up and go for a walk. Guys, I promise, this is one of the best things you can do to help the food to start moving through your body, through all the system. If you're just going to sit there static at the table, your food is going to be static as well. So help it to start moving through your body by starting to move as well. All right, fabulous. So that was the step number 1. That's what you should be doing within the first an hour and a half. Now, of course, if your meal happened midday, there will be some temptation to repeat the same thing all over again, especially if you had a lot of sweets, because eating a lot of sweets will make you crave more. It's just how it's designed. So now, this is very important, what you do next. By the time the dinner rolls in, you need to be very mindful of what you put into your body to make sure that you don't go over your caloric limit for the day. So it's very important that you choose the greenest, the healthiest leftovers possible. Make sure that you don't starve yourself. I'm not talking about skipping dinner. It is very important that you have the dinner. Just decrease the portion and go for the healthiest leftovers. And the final step. You wake up, it's the next day. It is very important just to go back to your regular routine. Just have that amazing, delicious, nutritious breakfast, lunch, dinner. One thing that I really encourage you to do is to not weigh yourself. The reason for that is, of course, you had that big meal, probably not filled with the healthiest choices. That means that probably you consumed a lot of salt. So, of course, there's a lot of water retention happening. And if you go and weigh yourself the next day, you might not like the result. You might feel discouraged, depressed. And of course, for some people, that can be very discouraging. And you might think, okay, you know what? I'm just giving up. I'm done with it. What was the point of me? I did so good. And now look at all these pounds or kilograms are back. I promise to you, they're not back. It all caused by the water retention. But just seeing that number on the scale, it can be very discouraging, especially if you've been putting so much effort before. This is why I really recommend to just forget about the scale for the day. Just forget about it. I promise to you, in a few days, you will step on it and it will show you a completely different result. Of course, if you follow my step number 3 and actually transition yourself from that one big meal to your regular routine. So once you're back on track with your regular meals, also make sure that you're back on track with exercising. Please, as I mentioned in step number 2, do not try to overcompensate with your workouts for that big meal. Because what happens a lot, you will push that body to the extreme and that may cause an injury. So I really recommend for you to just go back to that regular workout routine that you already had. Don't do anything drastic, okay? All I want you to do is that next day to go back to your regular workout routine and to your regular nutrition routine. This is all I want you to do. And I promise to you, I promise, this will become a habit. A habit where from time to time you will overeat. It is normal. We are humans. I really don't want you to hold yourself to that high standard that you absolutely can never have a cheat meal. It is absolutely normal. You know that. It is all about the steps that you take afterwards. And I promise to you, once you train yourself to, from time to time during those big holidays, big events, to overeat and then to follow those 3 steps and gradually get back to your regular workout routine and nutrition routine and just regular lifestyle, and then see in a few days that by no means push you back from your goal, I promise to you that will give you a lot of confidence that it's okay sometimes to do it. So that will become a routine and you will be able to establish a healthy relationship with your food and actually indulge and not feel guilty about having something that you truly love or crave. All right, fabulous. So now you know the secret of how you can indulge into your favorite food and at the same time to stay on track with your nutrition and fitness goals. Enjoy, indulge, 'tis the season. This is indeed one of the most wonderful times of the year, and I will see you next week. Until then, and always, stay fabulous.